What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ali from the page of Ali and Shan, and today we're gonna review Honda CBR 300. Previous two videos you guys have seen, he was riding it for previous two videos, so we have decided to do a review. And as soon as this truck goes, so this is, like I said, this is CBR. First of all, I forgot to mention that this is not my bike. This is my boy Sean's bike, who's the other half of this page and who's behind the scenes right now, who's doing all the recording. So shout out to Sean. And his bike is only 350 miles. So this is a 2016 CBR. So this guy, he bought this bike in Tennessee and brought it in Atlanta and never rode it again. So it stood in the garage for like 3 years pretty much, and after that, that's it. Then he bought the bike. I won't say the price of the bike because that will be something for you guys to guess. Whoever watches the video, they can comment below to see what the price of the bike is, because it's always interesting to know what people think the value of the bike is. Some people who know a lot, they know what it is, but people who don't know a lot, they still try to guess the bike based on the looks. Whatever this thing is called, I forgot the name. I'm blanking it out on it right now, but nobody likes it, and we wanted to get rid of it, but apparently this is difficult to do, so that's why we're not gonna do it. So this is actually, he just explained to me that this is actually part of the bike, so you can't remove this up to this point, but you can remove this part. But what's the point of removing this part if you can still have this part? So it makes no sense. So there's no point of removing this thing if you have this bike. Second part, okay, that's, like I said earlier, stock exhaust. He got pretty much brand new tires on this thing. Oh, I do have to mention that he did not buy this brand new. It is a 2016, like I said early, and it was only driven 350 miles. So that means it was pretty much brand new. Apparently it's never been dropped or anything like that. Let's go to the specs of this bike. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Before that, he did have a back seat, but he chose to remove this. Its back seat is something called like a carbon cover. It's like a carbon back that helps him sit because he can lean back against this thing right here. Yeah, and he doesn't have anybody to sit in the back seat anyways, and I don't know if you really want to sit anybody in the 300 back seat anyways. With all due respect to the 300s. Okay, so we'll go to, oh, I forgot to mention though, another thing that I don't like about this bike is that this stupid warning signs that are right in front of the tanks. Why are they even pasted in front of the tanks? They should not be in front of the tanks.
All the bikes have it in front of that.
Not all of them. Not all the bikes have it.
Most of the bikes.
I guess the brand new bikes have it. They learn how to remove it because, I don't know. That just makes no sense. Okay, so we'll go to the speedometer. Dash of the bike. Alright, so as you can see, it has a fuel gauge right here. It has heating and cooling over here, how much heated the bike is, which is pretty neat for a bike like this. It has a time over here, and as usual, he never has the right time, so I'm pretty sure this is not right.
I mean, it's 1 hour.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so now, like I said, he got it at 350 miles. Right now it's 1,786 miles. So he's driven it about, what do you say, 1,500 miles, 1,500 something miles, and yeah, almost 1,500 miles. So it came with stock levers, and he changed it to these ones. It's some Amazon brand, we don't know. This guy went all fancy and schmancy. He got a lock system on this thing right here. The front is pretty nice. I actually like the front of it. It looks mean, in my opinion. Front looks good. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of the bike. So getting into the specifications of the bike is actually 300cc, but exact cc is 286cc. The horsepower is 30.4 horsepower. It is a 6-speed transmission, so that means it has 6 gears. It's a disc brake. It has optional ABS. Obviously, a lot of new bikes have ABS option, but this one is not an ABS bike. If you guys don't know what ABS is, everybody knows ABS. What ABS is? System, automatic brake system. So basically what it does is, if you're going on a speed and if you get in a little trouble where you brake too hard, it actually controls your bike a little bit, which is actually pretty handy. Engine type is single cylinder, 4-stroke. It's a 4-stroke single cylinder bike. other than that, what we're gonna get into is what is the pros and cons of the bike. So there are a lot of pros of this bike and a lot of cons to this bike. The pros is that if you're a young biker, you'll get this bike and you will really love this bike. It has everything that you need. It has enough power for you to not be scared of a bike. It has enough power for you to get around the corners and don't worry about too much weight on the left side, too much weight on the right side, all that yada stuff. I'll talk about it further in future videos, what I meant by that. But so for a new rider, it's a good bike. But I would say what the con is that a lot of riders, if you go Cycle Trader, if you go online on Cycle Trader, all these bikes you'll be seeing is like 2017 model, 250 miles for sale, 2018 model, 1,000 miles for sale. Why is that? Because people who actually do love to ride bikes, who actually think, oh, you know what, I actually want to ride a bike, they grow out of this bike because this bike is fast, but it's not fast enough. Not saying that everything has to be fast, but it has to have enough torque in the bike for you to be enough confident on the road to get out of places, get out of tough situations where, if somebody breaks in front of you and there's a little gap on the right side, to get out of it, you need to have enough torque in the bike to get out of it. Or people simply just grow out of the speed. Like my boy Sean. He actually loves this bike. To be honest, he actually likes this bike. I actually told him when he got the bike, I was like, you know what, you might need a bigger bike than this, because he has a previous riding experience. This is his first bike here, but he does have previous riding experience with smaller bikes. So I was like, you know what, you might need a bigger bike. But he decided to get this bike, which he really likes. But after 6 months now or something like that, he's come to a point where he's like, you know what, it's time to move on from the bike. So that's where I'm going to get to. A lot of people will get this 300. If you go to a dealership and stuff, a lot of people get these 300s, and then 3 months later they want to sell the bike and they want to get a bigger bike. So that's the con. But if you do love this bike, you will love this bike to be a commuter bike, because there's a lot of people who actually ride from work to school to home, or whatever that is. They ride the 300 bikes and they go every day on these bikes, and without any stress, because it doesn't put any pressure on your shoulders. The riding position is comfortable, the riding speed is comfortable. So our next step is we're gonna turn on the bike for you guys. My dad told me a sign of a good bike is that if you put the hand closer to it, it doesn't choke up or become loud. The engine doesn't become loud, and it has this sound right here. You can bring it closer. You hear this sound, pop sound? That's a sound of a good engine bike. So if you're ever buying a used bike, this is a little tip for you guys. Except, you already seen the speedometer. Never mind. So I'll do a little throttle for you guys. So we're down to our final step. Our final step is for you guys. It's gonna be a little interactive thing. Like I said, you guys need to guess the price of the bike. You can just Google it and see what their cost. And a bike like this, I already told you how much he got it for. I mean, not how much he got it for, but what the mileage was and the condition of the bike. So I want you guys to guess the price and comment below. And whoever guesses it correctly will get a shout out in the next video. In our next video. With that being said, please like us and subscribe, and let us know how we're doing in our videos, because we're kind of just starting our videos, and we just want to share our love of the bikes and other things in life. And if you like it, click like. If you like it, please click subscribe, and give us suggestions of what you guys want to see and what can we work on ourselves in our videos. So that would be great. Okay. So with that being said, we have a little surprise for you guys. We have another one. in the name of DJ Khaled. And we're gonna do a little review of that bike. We recently purchased this bike. Well, I recently purchased this bike, and I want you guys to see the bike and tell us what you guys think about it. It was a good deal, like I would say, but we'll let you know, guys, on the next video. Please like us and subscribe. Thank you, and adios.